Why, having listened to what the Electoral Commission said at the Select Committee, having listened to the chairman of the committee, swore blind that she voted for this amendment in the Commons last year. Well, she didn't. She didn't. The amendment in the Commons last year, which was defeated 500 to about a couple of dozen, Labour Party voted against it, quite right too, was a killer, fatal threshold. If it wasn't met, that was it, it was off. That's not what this is about. And those who refuse to accept that, I think, are being disingenuous with the situation we have arrived at. It's not too late. In other words, I would argue what this is directly consequential to what the House passed last Monday. And irrespective of what the government choose to do in the morning in the Commons, if they're going to go down and reject it, I'll make no assumptions one way or the other, the fact of the matter is it would be wrong to reject it on the basis the Electoral Commission said we can't define votes and the electorate if today we can't add this consequential bit to the amendment we passed last Monday. Now, that's my view in a way. The one flows from the other. Now, if the argument's not going to be used tomorrow, then it doesn't really apply. But if the intention is to go to the House tomorrow, and the Electoral Commission will brief the Commons, as they've said, they say, well, this won't stand. As we told the Constitutional and Political Affairs last week, votes and electorates are not defined, and I've made a modest attempt to try and define them in the context of this bill, by the way, then I think that would be quite wrong. So I beg to move the amendment, and I think it should be added to what we've already passed last Monday. I'll give way to my noble friend.
My Lords, I thought I heard my noble friend be told by the noble Lord Tyler that not voting would count as a no vote in the referendum. This worries me deeply because with my noble friend's amendment, Parliament will be able to decide however many people vote for AV or against it. That's my understanding. And that by not voting, people will not contribute to a no vote, barring AV being adopted. It's merely a question of whether it becomes automatic and binding on Parliament or whether it becomes something where Parliament can judge. And I was deeply worried by the noble Lord Tyler's description.
Lords, I think perhaps the House might remind itself that we are on third reading. The amendment has not yet been moved. There will be plenty of opportunity for any noble lord to address questions to the noble Lord Rooker when he comes to decide what to do with his amendment in due course. May I take it that this has been moved?
I was about to say, I so move.
Amendment proposed, page 6, line 41. At end, insert the words printed in the Marshall list as amendment number 2. Unfortunately, my Lords, there is a printing mistake in subparagraph A, which should, at the end, read as defined in section 2, not just as defined in 2.
My Lords, this is quite an important point. First